So for your dormer roof, we're going to make our building a little bit bigger. So I need my correct wall here. We're going to do 36-ish by 55-ish. A little bit bigger than the other ones. I know I need to flip all my walls so the exterior is on the outside. And then I'm going to click and drag out and select all of my walls so that they are going up to level 2. Okay, so let's look at our 3D. That's looking good. Oops, Control Z. And I'm gonna open up my north plan here as well. So we have these different levels. I'm gonna shrink them in here so it's easier to see what's happening. We're gonna add a new level called dormer. So I'm gonna go over to level, and I'm just going to go about 2 feet up and click and drag over. And this is going to be called dormer. And yes, so then level 2 is our roof level. You can either rename it that or just kind of remember that. So we're going to go and create our first roof. So on level 2, I'm going to go to roof, and we're going to do a 2-foot overhang, and we're going to have a slope on the horizontal lines, and I'm going to turn off the slope on the vertical. All right, so your roof should look like this. If your walls don't attach to the roof, you can attach those on both sides just by clicking the wall, click attach, click the roof. All right, so our dormer is going to cut into right about here. Typically, you'd have like an equal number or keep it symmetrical. Especially on a roof this long, you'd probably have 2 or 3. So we are going to go to our level 2 right now. And we're going to change to wireframe mode just so we can see all of those wall lines coming across. And we're going to go to wall, our exterior wall, and we are going to draw kind of something like this. I'm going to make sure it's 7 feet wide. All right, so we'll start with that, something like that. So we need this wall to be aligned with that wall underneath. So we have this align tool. So I want this outside part of the wall to be aligned with this outside part of the wall, and it shifted them together. And right now that is 7 feet long. I'm going to make it 9 feet, just so it cuts into the roof enough. And our walls are probably inside out. And I want these walls to go from level 2 and go up 10 feet. So all 3 of these. All right, what does that look like? Pretty good there. Okay. So now we need to add our dormer roof. So we're going to go to architecture, roof, and we're going to do our 2-foot overhang. And we're going to have the slope on for this one and this one. And we're going to turn it off for the outer edge. And then we do need to draw a line across here. We don't want to go right at the end of the walls. We kind of want to go somewhere between the end and the middle, somewhere in there, and connect those across. And then it's going to yell at you if you have these little tails. I'm just going to shrink those in. And click green check mark, and yes. So let's look at our 3D. Ooh, my roof is on my level 2. That needs to go up to dormer, and we're going to set the offset to 5. There we go. That looks better. So I have these little tails here. What we're going to do to fix that is actually extend this roof into our main roof. So you can click the roof, and there is this join unjoin roof button. So I'm going to click that. So I want this edge of the roof to join with that surface of the roof. And now it is going all the way back. And that's actually, we'll look at it shaded. Looking pretty good there. So if you look inside, you can see that the roof is actually cutting through that. So this is like a fake dormer right now. It would just be for looks. This would probably be part of the roofing structure. There actually wouldn't be any access to it, which is totally fine, but I'm going to show you how to cut into it so that it could be usable. So we're going to throw in a window just so we can see things a little bit easier. So I'm just going to plop in this basic one in there. So that way we can actually see inside a little bit as well. So we need to cut a hole in that part of the roof. So you might notice that there is no opening into like this little dormer room. And you can see we can't get through, like that roof is cutting it off. So we want to get in there and make a dormer opening. So if we go to architecture, you can see this dormer cuts a roof to create an opening for a dormer. For a dormer opening, both vertical and horizontal cuts are made in the roof. So we're going to click that. So at first it says if you look down here, select a roof to be cut by the dormer opening. So we want our big roof to be cut. So we need to now pick the inside edges of like where the roof and the walls come together. So we can't really do that in this view. So we're going to switch to wireframe. And you might want to zoom around a little bit just to kind of figure out where you are in this. So this line right here, that surface that's selected is the inside surface of that roof. So I know I want that line, and that's the other side. So now I need to do the walls, the inside walls, which is that one and that one. And then these have these little tails that we will take care of in a little bit here. And now that front wall. Okay. So hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. We need to trim off these little tails here. So they're going to use this trim. And basically if you pick two lines, it trims off the extra past where they join. And I think it does also extend, so we can move those two together. And I'll just double check that corner. All right, so now the moment of truth to see if we did the correct lines. We're going to do green check mark. Didn't get an error, so that's good. Let's go to shaded. And if I look through the bottom, now I have an opening, a little room up there. So that is how you make a dormer.